Hi, fourth graders. This is Miss Cross here today with you for a special read aloud. I'm so excited to be able to read to you guys today, and I think you guys are going to love this story. Now, I want to show you two things first. These are sticky notes, and we are going to use a lot of sticky notes this year as we read. And I know now that we're doing school digitally, it's a little different because normally we would kind of like stop and talk to our friends about what we're reading or have a partner, and that's a little tough right now. But I want to show you two things you can do while I'm reading to you, while you're reading to yourself, that can help you really be sure you get the most out of your book. So this is the first one, and this is a thinking bubble, right? So we're going to have to do a lot of thinking when we read, because in fourth grade we start to read some books that are a little bit harder, and the author gives us less information sometimes, so we have to figure some things out on our own. And then this one is one that I love to do when I read. It's called Stop and Jot, and jot is just to write down like a little note. Doesn't have to be a complete sentence, doesn't have to have uppercase letters. It's just a quick note for you, and I just kind of made a little list. This is how you might do in your reading journal when we read books. So we're going to do some thinking and maybe some stopping and jotting while I read to you today. So I want to show you this. This is the book that I'm going to read to you today, and it is called Pecan Pie Baby, and it is by Jacqueline Woodson. And I want you to look at this front cover for a minute. And I know I talked to you guys some about how I love to look at front covers of books, and that's how I select a lot of the books, if the front cover looks interesting. So I like to study the cover a little bit. So let's think for a minute about what you might notice about this picture. Okay, so I notice this little girl, and she has her arms around someone who I'm guessing is her mom, and she looks really happy to be with her mom. And then the mom is kind of staring down really sweetly at the little girl, and I noticed that they have these plates, but they're empty, and she's still licking her spoon, so they must be finishing something up. And I'm noticing that this plate is in her lap, and this one is on her mom's belly. And if I look at her belly, it looks kind of like she might be pregnant. I know when I was pregnant, I could probably have set a plate on my belly too. So I want to show you this before I start. Here is more sticky notes. And this is the kind of stuff you're going to do when you read. You're going to mark notes, stick them in your books, put them on your notes when you're studying. I just think it's a really good way to help you not forget things that you read and think about certain things when you read. So this is what I want you to think about first. Have you ever been worried about having a younger sibling? Have any of you ever experienced your mom being pregnant and everybody being really excited about that new baby, but maybe you don't feel that excited about the baby sometimes? Or if you haven't had that, have you ever had a big change in your life that, again, maybe some people were really excited about, but you weren't so excited, like maybe moving to a new house, changing schools, anything big like that that sometimes makes you feel a little mixed inside. So if you have felt either of those things, I think that you're going to have a connection to this story, Pecan Pie Baby, because you're going to see that this character feels some of those same things. Now, I want to tell you one more thing before I start. I mentioned that in fourth grade we read books that are a little bit harder, and sometimes the author leaves gaps in the story. That means they don't tell us everything. A lot of easier books you read in maybe kindergarten, first, second grade, the author tells you exactly what's going on, exactly what people are feeling. But when we get a little bigger, the author starts to leave some gaps. They take some of that information away, which makes us have to infer, right? We're going to do so much inferring, and you're going to get really, really, really good at inferring. But what inferring is when an author leaves some details out, and you have to use things like what the characters are thinking, what they're feeling, and what they're doing to help you figure out what that missing piece of information might be. Okay? So we're going to start this story, and you're going to think about maybe that time when you were worried about a big change in your life. And we're also going to be thinking about how we can think about the characters' feelings and actions to infer, to figure out what they might be feeling. Okay, here we go. Just as summer started leaving us, and the leaving brought all those colors to the trees, Mama pulled out my winter clothes. Time to give away the stuff that's too small, I said. This didn't used to be a mini dress. Mama smiled. Let's keep it, Gia. And I knew what was coming next. More talk about the ding dang baby. Now, when I hear her call to the baby is the ding dang baby, does that sound like she's really excited about this baby that her mom is having? I don't know. And again, I noticed that she says it's time to give away her clothes because that's probably what she's always done when things got too small. But Mom says, let's keep it. I wonder why. Maybe Mom thinks that the new baby one day could wear these clothes. I don't know why you have to keep my old stuff, I said. You do too know why, my mama said back. Because there's going to be another baby coming soon. Not real soon, right? Probably by the time the first snow's on the ground, Mama said. Cool, huh? Not very, I said. So again, we don't know exactly how she's feeling because she hadn't told us, but we can think about the way she says things and the look on her face. When Mom says, this is going to be really cool, she says, not very. I looked out at the falling leaves and made a silent wish for winter to come and go quickly without bringing any snow. Mama touched my hair. I'll tell you one thing. This baby sure loves itself some pecan pie. It's wanting some right now. Well, I said, I love pecan pie, and you love pecan pie, so that baby's just being a copycat. In the kitchen, Mama cut us a big slice. So they're going to have some pumpkin pie together, but she's calling the baby a copycat because it seems like maybe this pecan pie is a special thing that she and her mom do together, and she really likes that time, and she doesn't really want to share that time with another baby. By the time it was jacket weather, that must mean it's gotten cool outside. Everyone was talking about that baby. You want a boy or a girl? My friends Juna and Omi asked at recess. And my friend Trixie said, let's play Mama's Having a Baby. So sometimes on the playground, you might jump rope and people do these little rhymey things. So, Mama's having a baby, people are going crazy. If it's a boy, give it a toy. If it's a girl, give her a curl. Wrap it up in toilet paper, send it down the escalator. First floor, stop. Second floor, stop. Third floor, you better watch out because S-T-O-P spells stop. When my friend Michaela slept over, she said, your mama better not put that baby in my bed, right? Because then where would I sleep? Man, I was thinking that ding-dang baby is going to try to take the place of my sleepover friend. So here she is with her friend at a sleepover, and the friend is worried that the baby's going to take her spot. And this is making Gia feel even worse about this baby. Even my aunties were baby crazy. When they came over for our weekly sweet tea and toast party, they both drank their tea in one huge gulp and ate their toast in 2 bites without either one of them saying to me, why? Isn't the weather marvelous, dear lady? Then they got up and sat with Mama talking about that baby. And the fall leaves kept dropping off the trees, and the days got shorter and shorter. So again, I see that she's just kind of sitting back. They look like they're kind of enjoying the tea party. Gia's looking a little kind of sad. Everybody's talking about the baby. No one's having the normal conversations that they usually have with Gia. And she is feeling kind of down. One Saturday, a huge box came, and all afternoon my uncles were in my room scratching their heads and fussing with each other as they put that baby's crib together. You can look at this picture. You see everybody's working hard to build the crib, and look back here. There's Gia. Poor Gia. She's not feeling real great. At school, my teacher read a girl about a book who was going to become a big sister, and when she finished reading it, everybody looked at me. Have you ever had that at school where something happens and everybody looks at you and you maybe feel your face get kind of hot and you feel kind of embarrassed? I think maybe that's how she's feeling. Now, do we think these other friends are trying to make her feel bad? I don't think so. I think they're probably really excited that she's going to be a big sister. But Gia just is not excited yet. When my cousin came to visit with her new baby, she put that wiggly thing in my lap and said, you are ready to be a big sister, aren't you? Not really, I said, handing the crying baby back to her. Would you be excited about holding that crying baby? Maybe not. One night, Grandma took us out to a fancy restaurant. She kept fussing over Mama. Eat your greens, she said, and you should order some Brussels sprouts for the baby. Mama made a face and we laughed. Grandma, I said. It's not a sprouts baby. That baby loves pecan pie. So she's admitting that maybe the baby likes pecan pie like she does. So for dessert, me and Mama shared a piece. Are you getting enough rest? Grandma asked. You know I can take Gia. That baby needs you now. Okay, so I'm going to stop for a minute because the grandma is really worried about the mom and the baby, and she said she'll take Gia with her because that baby needs Mama. But guess what Mama's going to say? I wanted to say, I need Mama now. That's what Gia's thinking. Then Mama reached over and rubbed my back. Me and the baby need Gia with us. How do you think that makes Gia feel when her mom reaches out to her and says that she and the baby both need Gia? Even though I didn't like it when Mama talked about that ding-dang baby, her hand felt nice on my back, and I was glad that she needed me. So Mama is still letting Gia know that she cares for her just as much as ever, even with the new baby coming, and that's going to make Gia feel a little better. Some days I sat on my stoop. Your stoop is like your front porch outside of your house, thinking about all the years it had been just me and Mama, about us drinking hot chocolate and telling silly stories, about the mornings I jumped into her bed when it was still blue-pink outside, snuggling up to her while she tried to keep sleeping. Now that baby was going to change everything. She's got all these awesome memories, and look who it is. It's just her and Mama, nobody else, and she's really worried that she's going to lose that. When my cousins came for Thanksgiving, all anybody could talk about was baby this and baby that. I'm so sick of that ding-dang baby, I said. But I guess I didn't say it loud enough because everybody kept talking and making plans for when the baby got here. I'm so sick of that ding-dang baby. The whole table got quiet and Mama sent me to my room. Upstairs, I got that teary, choking feeling, and even though there were a whole lot of people in my house, I felt real alone. So she got really angry and had a little outburst, which sometimes happens, and she got sent to her room, and now she's thinking about it, and she really doesn't feel good inside about any of this. Later on, Mama came upstairs and sat beside me. I didn't look at her. You know what I'm going to miss the most when the baby comes, Gia? Mama asked. I know what I'm going to miss the most, I said. My whole life before the ding-dang baby, Mama said. I smiled. Yeah, before that ding-dang baby. Guess what, Mama whispered. What, I said. I'm going to miss that too. For real, Mama? For real. Those were the good old days, I said. Mama smiled. Guess you're going to have to tell the baby all about it. I guess I am. So she has this sweet moment with her mom when her mom says, you know what, these are really special times and she'll miss them too. But now they're going to have a baby that she can tell about those times. Then Mama hugged me and we sat like that, just being all cuddly with that ding-dang baby jumping around in Mama's belly. After a while, Mama said, it's cold out there tonight. Weatherman's calling for snow. Then let's go downstairs and eat some dessert before that ding-dang pecan pie baby gets here. Mama laughed because she knew, just like I did, how much the three of us loved ourselves some pecan pie. Notice she said how much the three of us loved ourselves some pecan pie. So maybe she is finally starting to get a little bit excited. Excuse me, boys and girls. I'm so happy to have read this story to you, and I really want us to think about how we inferred a lot of details about how Gia was feeling about this new baby, and maybe you even have a connection to this story if you have felt similar when other people were really excited about something and you just weren't. All right, guys, I will be back to read with you really soon. Have a great day. Bye.